part of the work I've done with couples revolves around kind of these sexual scripts, which are those sexual response cycles that I see couples come in with. And it's almost like they have this preconditioned idea that this is the story I'm supposed to have for sex, and if it doesn't go this way, then there's something wrong. And so I have to talk with them about, you know what, that's just the story that we have in the United States, mainly from this medical point of view. But you can write your sexual script any way you want. So it doesn't have to end in orgasm. It doesn't have to start out with this massive building up of desire and excitement. It can go any way that you want it to. And that's really what's important, is people need to understand that they really own their sexual response cycle and they own their sexual script. And it really can be written and rewritten any way that's comfortable for them.
So we know that there's a difference in sexual response depending on the culture, but do women and men have different orgasms?
Even though a lot of people orgasm, whether it be through self-stimulation, self-love, or partnered experiences, many people do orgasm. However, there are large percentages of people who do not. Again, a lot of times that does tend to be women who experience more difficulty orgasming. On average, the orgasm kind of experience is the shortest part of a sexual response cycle, unless of course you're, a pig, in which case it's like 30 minutes long. But humans are a very short cycle for their orgasm, but that really varies from person to person as well. So for some people, an orgasm might last like 30 seconds. For other people, it can last a matter of minutes. And actually, women tend to have longer orgasms than men, or are capable of longer orgasms. Women, when they do orgasm, are also able to have multiple orgasms pretty consecutively in a row, pretty easily compared to their male counterparts. So once a woman kind of figures out how to have an orgasm, she actually has more opportunity for longer orgasms and more of them in comparison to men. However, in general, more women do struggle to kind of learn how to orgasm. And I say learn how to orgasm because one of the biggest differences is just it's an anatomical difference, right? So men, they have basically all of their equipment right in front of them on the outside. Their penis is right in front of them, their testicles is right in front of them, so it's very easy to kind of self-explore and figure it out what to do, right? With women, most of the equipment is internal, so it's very difficult to kind of figure out what your body's doing, what something feels like. And there's a difference between a clitoral orgasm and a Grafenberger spot orgasm or a G-spot orgasm. And a lot of women, it takes a lot of exploration before they're really able to have an orgasm in either location. And a lot of the holdup for women is just that many societies, pretty much across the globe, many societies have put restrictions on women, social restrictions, moral restrictions, religious restrictions, where they're kind of sent this message that sex is something that they're not supposed to enjoy, and their needs really aren't all that important in terms of desire, arousal, and orgasm. And so it's very challenging for women, not only because of anatomical differences to orgasm, because they have to learn, but they also have to tear down kind of this societal block or wall that has been created in their mind around not being able to orgasm. So a couple of things I recommend for people when I see clients, especially women who are struggling to have an orgasm and they want to have an orgasm. It's okay if people don't want to orgasm too, that's fine. But what I recommend when they do is a lot of self-exploration, so getting to know their own body, and then a lot of just cognitive behavioral therapies to work on the fact that it's totally normative and natural to have sexual feelings and to feel good when you're engaging in certain behaviors.